Hello and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You are watching Daily Dive. It is Monday, January the 20th, 2025. I am your host, Michael Carvelis, in Guyton, Georgia. Producer Joe is behind the scenes in back-to-back, 4-0 now or 5-0? Bandit Land in New York. I didn't update the standings. Who cares, right? But thank you so much for tuning into today's show. We are live on 12 on Sports via YouTube, X, and Roku. Subscribe to the 12 on Sports channel on YouTube for other great shows and live sports. On today's awesome show, as Season 3 rolls on here, we'll get into game recaps, at least the 7 that have been played so far. I will react to the Monday Night Lacrosse game happening tonight between Vancouver and Philadelphia, after what we know now from this weekend. And of course, a full kennel, a Las Vegas Desert Dogs sellout in Henderson, what it means for the NLL in Las Vegas, and more. We want to first let you know this show is presented by tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.numbers12letters OZsports.com. Get your National Lacrosse League tickets for less by going to that website. That website includes every sport, so college football playoff, which is literally today, national championship, NFL playoffs, NBA season, NHL, even the NBA, even whenever baseball and all this stuff come back, they got you. All your favorite artists, concerts, etc. Tickets.12onsports.com. All right, let's get into it. Game recaps from the 7 games that we have seen thus far from this past weekend, and let's get right into it. So, the first game, there was only one game on Friday, and boy, did it feel weird not having a late game, I'm not going to lie. So, the first one, of course, is the Ottawa Black Bears beat the Vancouver Warriors 9-8. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Beat the Vancouver Warriors 9-8. And in this game, I'll be honest, it was frustrating. It was very frustrating because it's like I picked Vancouver to win, full disclosure. Producer Joe picked Ottawa, but no one who picked Ottawa can be very confident at how poorly they did play. Zach Higgins saved them, but Jeff Teat, once again, was not good. 2 goals, 4 assists. Okay, some of those were not even the first assist, and he had 7 more turnovers. So that was weird. Larson Sundown did have 4 goals, including 2 outside shots, which, by the way, never happens for Larson Sundown. Like, if we're being real, Larson Sundown is an alley-oop machine. Like, it's like Chris Paul to DeAndre Jordan or Blake Griffin. And Larson Sundown says, yo, watch me go Steph Curry on you boys. That was nuts. That was scary for the league if Sundown can develop that shot. Higgins made 41 saves of the 49 shots on goal. The story of this game in Ottawa was the fact that the Vancouver Warriors went 0 for 5 on the power play. 0 for 5. That cannot happen again. It is the sole reason they lost this game. And I believe in one of the power plays, the Black Bears scored a shorty. So it's like, what the heck are we doing? Vancouver, that was unacceptable. In back-to-back games, Vancouver's offense has gone stone cold. We're talking, unless kicking ball saves them, they were terrible against the Seals. And in this game, they were not good again. That's you got to have better offense if you want to win a championship or even do anything in the playoffs for that matter. And Vancouver, that was a bad loss. On Saturday, the games began at 6 o'clock Eastern as the Rochester Nighthawks avenged their loss to the Halifax Thunderbirds by winning 10-9. Now, what's interesting about this game is that, first of all, this rivalry is getting so good. This rivalry is good right now. I'm glad that every year we're getting the double headers from these two teams. I don't like the whole fact that the National Lacrosse League thinks it's cool to schedule games back-to-back weekends. Like, let it brew for a few weeks and then come back and revisit it. But regardless of that fact, I love the fact that Connor Fields is once again starting to cook. He had 4 goals in this game. Warren Hill, for Halifax's sake, was good. He had 47 saves. But Riley Hutchcraft was that much better. Both guys were nuts in the fourth quarter, including very late. And Riley Hutchcraft, part of his 43 saves was having 15 saves in the fourth quarter, and it felt like 10 of them in the last 30 seconds. Speaking of the last 30 seconds, last 31.8 of game time took over 10 minutes of real time. Now, it has been brought to my attention, it's not really the refs, it's more of something having to do with like the in-home. So something like the arena, either like someone is like completely not checking if the clock works before the game. Whatever is happening at NHL barns, this doesn't happen. But at this arena, again, in a 1-goal game, it took over 10 minutes to finish the last 30 seconds. Now, if these were NBA fans, they would have crucified the National Lacrosse League. Thankfully for the NLL, they aren't that big yet. But they've got to fix that problem because that was a bad look, man. But again, Rochester got a tough win, and the league parity continues. Next up, a string of 7 o'clock games. The Rock beat the Rush 11-8 in a game that was tied at halftime, by the way. T.D. Erlin and Tom Schreiber came back in this game, and T.D. Erlin went 14 of 23 on the faceoff dot. And it's funny, the last person that T.D. Erlin played was in the preseason against Jake Naso, and he played this game against Jake Naso. Naso, of course, won 9 faceoffs, if you do that math. Zach Mann's only 1 goal, 1 assist. Not a great game. Only 3 loose balls. He was on a heater last couple of games. I talked to Cody Jansen about it. Now it's like I said, the last 2 games now. Not a great look for Zach Mann's. Ryan Keenan showed up. Robert Church was pretty good, but Zach Mann's got to be better than that. And Mitch DeSnew, by the way, had 4 blocked shots and 9 loose balls. That hurts. That hurts. So now we're going to get into the next game. As I said, the Rock get their first win of the season against the Rush, 11-8. The Firewolves beat the Mammoth 13-10 in a game that they actually trailed 8-5 in the third quarter. But one of the reasons I picked the Firewolves in this game is because at some point leading by 5 goals has got to matter. And when you lead 8-1 in Colorado, that has to matter. And Albany showed up. More importantly, Alex Simmons showed up. How about 4 goals and 4 assists for Alex Simmons? And again, Albany trailed and was able to blow this one open late, 13-10. And then there was Buffalo. Oh my. What a perfect appetizer to the Ravens losing to the Bills. Guys, 19-14. Yeah, it was like 14-17 late. And but in the first half, I believe the score was like 16-5. The Bandits did whatever they want, when they wanted, how they wanted, and put them in the position they wanted the Wings to be in when they did it. But, yeah, Josh Byrne had 7 easy goals. Deacon Knott and Nick Damu traded time in this game. And then, like I said, the next day, the Bills were able to beat the Ravens by the skin of their teeth and Mark Andrews. That, again, impressive. Impressive stuff there for the Bandits, as they're still the best team in Buffalo, by the way. Calgary Roughnecks and the Swarm went to overtime, and I was waiting for Andrew Q. That didn't happen. A Dixon scored, not Curtis. Hayden Dixon scored the game winner in overtime in those ugly Groot uniforms. Listen, the Marvel things were cool last year, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad the league didn't do it this year because it was so poorly executed last year with some of the uniforms, even though I didn't mind the concept. But I like the red trim on those uniforms, as you see in the picture. I like the kind of sandy color on the base of it, but what random Groot? Just a random Groot just sitting there. I don't think that looks attractive. But I do like they had matching shorts, and again, it was at least something. There was at least a little throwback to the red there. was like some Pete the Plumber superhero night thing. But yeah, Roughnecks get the win in overtime. Final game of Saturday night. The Desert Dogs and, more importantly, Joe Tsai beat the Seals 12-10. Folks, it is very weird. A team as bad as the Dogs can win, back-to-back seasons against the Seals. To be fair, the Seals are not even what they were last year. And to be fair, Justin Getty started for Landon Kells and was amazing. Come on, man. That might be a mic overreaction that Joe Tsai's trying to help his teams, but whatever. We'll get to that tomorrow or so. But yeah, Desert Dogs got a big win. Jack Hannon was really good. Adam Potter was clutch again. And Justin Getty, like I said, was amazing. Alrighty, Warriors at Wings is going to be tonight. We'll talk about that next. We want to first get into the news of the whole day. The NLL announced a suspension of Austin Stotts. They said they're going to reassess things at the end of this season. So I was confused, as a lot of people were, like, that's a weird timing. And because I feel like the NLL, again, should have clarified it. They're so great at PR if you couldn't tell. But apparently the Seals have played 7 games. And Austin Stotts was serving a 7-game suspension for last year's playoffs when he back-checked a guy in the head, then hit him again 2 or 3 times while he was already falling down and concussed, or whatever happened to him. So, Stotts finally served the suspension, and now he'll be serving something way longer, as we know some court thing going on in Canada, but you get it, that's why that's a thing now. So he's suspended the rest of the season for sure. And the Warriors and Wings, like I said, are tonight at 5 o'clock Eastern after being rescheduled from yesterday when Saquon Barkley stole a show for the Eagles against the Rams. All right, when we come back, let's talk Monday Night Lacrosse. Let's talk Warriors Wings. What are the odds? What did we learn from this weekend? Can we use it to bet? All that stuff. We'll be right back. Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alrighty, welcome back. Reminder, this show has an audio-only podcast version of it. Go to Spotify, Insert Daily Dive. We appreciate your patience in the upload speeds, and of course, just for everything that you do while you're jogging or whatever that you may be doing. So, full disclosure, we will not have 3 stars of the weekend today in the next segment. But I thought it was appropriate we at least do a Monday Night Lacrosse kind of preview thing here. Now the Vancouver Warriors went over 5 on the power play against the Black Bears on Friday. Now the Wings were flat out spanked around the KeyBank Center by the Bandits. We got a lacrosse game to play tonight. Now the Wings posted some early morning shoot-arounds about an hour ago, so I guess afternoon shoot-arounds. And Call Me AL on Twitter/X, who's followed me and is a very, seems like a fan of the show. He noticed that Michael Sowers was on the floor shooting around. Good spot by Call Me AL. Appreciate you for pointing that out, because our social media manager, Bigo, saw that and affectionately told us, which is amazing. So, it's funny, I mentioned to Steve Burma, would we see Sowers in Buffalo, but it is possible we see him against Vancouver, we'll see. All right, regardless of that, who has the advantage? Well, first of all, let's get to this. I want to tell you the DraftKings Sportsbook odds for this game. Philadelphia Wings are favored by 1.5, but if you take that, by the way, it'll be plus 120. The total's set at 23.5. And it's basically a pick 'em because Philadelphia's minus 120, Vancouver minus 110. So there's kind of like a lot of even money going around there, which is actually not terrible value because none of these bets are steep value at all, which is very good. So anything you bet, if it hits, is like you're feeling a pretty good day. Like you're climbing, you know? But I have to admit, folks, I think I picked the Wings in our pick'em, and I'm like 5-2, I believe, in the first 7 games. I think I took a 1-game lead over producer Joe, by the way. But it was interesting because I think now the Warriors will win this game. Now, funny thing is, we're not going to change our picks because obviously we picked this before the weekend started, and it's like locked in stone. But again, if Warriors go 1 of 5 on the power play, we got an overtime game against Ottawa. I know if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, everybody would have diabetes or whatever however that saying goes. But it's like, to me, Vancouver looked way better against Ottawa than whatever the heck Philadelphia did against Buffalo. Another thing is, I told you guys Buffalo's physical, and boy were they ever physical against Philadelphia, and I pretty much stonewalled the first half and made the game blow wide open. And so it's like the Warriors are a physical team that blocks a ton of shots. I'm going with the Warriors. I think minus 110 is good. I don't mind the under 23.5 that El Capitan said on Twitter, as Josh H., by the way, brings out. As an Albany fan, I'm cheering for Mikey Sowers getting on the active roster. That means Firewolves get a better pick, and that's a great point. That's a very good point, because if he plays at all, like you said, even the active roster, like, make sure you're not a scratch and you're good, right? That's how that works. So, like, awesome. But no, I think Warriors win. And now there's another part of this I got to get to. It's the fact that we've got Monday Night Lacrosse. And as Michael Day said earlier, NLL smart to start tonight's game at 5, so it's over before the title game. I'm not sure if that's why they did it, but I wouldn't surprise me if that's why they did that. So shout out Michael Day on saying that earlier in the show. But for me, I love the fact that Monday night is a thing sometimes. Obviously, this is the 3rd time ever. I feel like this is the 2nd time I've seen it since I've done this show. So I'm like on the better side of history right here. But another thing is I really like the fact that it's just like something to do. Because to be fair, most Mondays, nothing's open, especially as the NFL season comes to a close. So yeah, national championship, you gotta get that out of the way. Ohio State's gonna win that regardless, but I love it. Producer Joe was kind of, my son, producer Joe, were kind of talking about like before the show, and he brought up a good point. Maybe like they have like a rivalry thing in the future. Maybe not every weekend, because that would be kind of, like milking the cow that's going to get kind of skinny after a while. But I would not mind if Halifax, Rochester, or Las Vegas, San Diego, or San Diego, Vancouver, pick the one of the two, or even Buffalo, Toronto. I would not mind Saskatchewan, Calgary. If like you sprinkle 4 Monday night rivalry games a year, or how many ever you want to do. Again, not every one of those games has to be on Monday, but it would be good to like schedule them appropriately. And I know like sometimes you have to like you're at the mercy of NHL barns and things like that. But if you could say, hey, we want to start doing this, I would not mind that. And Michael Day, I think they should. Great Michaels think alike. But yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Again, I think weekdays should be a thing more regularly. I don't know about Tuesdays or Wednesdays or even Thursdays. Fridays are cool if we have more than one game. And Mondays, I think, is just it seems like a layup. I don't know about afternoon, maybe like 10 o'clock at night. I don't know. If games were on Monday in the future, what is like a good sweet spot of a time? I don't mind 5 o'clock. It's not terrible. Think about it from a fan's perspective. But yeah, who you got? Who's your favorite? What's your favorite bet? Do you like Monday Lacrosse? I love it, but we got more to talk about. All right, folks, when we come back to this awesome show, we're talking about a full kennel. Henderson, a.k.a. Las Vegas Desert Dogs, sold out their barn with 5,597 people. We'll talk about that on the other side. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME gets you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
What up, everybody? It's producer Joe, the baddest daddy in producing history, here to tell you all about the baddest, daddiest merch store. Go to the link tree in the bios of either our IG or Twitter, and from there you can access merch for the only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show on the internet. I repeat, the only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show on the internet. We got hoodies for when your girl comes over and wants to cuddle. Just don't let her take it when she leaves. How about a baddest daddy cap for when you lie about how much you hate Mike in this show, but you're still here? We've got beanies so you can do that in the cold too. Guys, what's going to happen when all these moms see you dropping your kid off at practice in this thing? Want to sip like a daddy and feel like a baddie? Check out that mug. 6-time NLL champ Johnny T and savior of my Buffalo sports childhood knows what I'm talking about. Guys, I'm really going to need you to start buying shit because I'm getting sick of doing Instacart. But yeah, go check it out so you can start repping and supporting the brand. Producer Daddy out.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When today's awesome show ends and you're getting your tickets for the next game, buy them for less at tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.numbers12 letters OZ sports.com. You will not regret seeing things live, especially knowing that you got your tickets for a great price. Alrighty. It's time for Full Kennel. Like, Michael, what the heck happened in Henderson? It's okay. There's not a lot of good pictures of kennels online, but producer Joe made it work. But we gotta talk about this. It's the first sellout in team history for the Las Vegas Desert Dogs as they played the San Diego Seals. Now, it does help that the Dogs gave away 4,000 Wayne Gretzky jerseys to start this game. So while the Firewolves were rightfully giving out 1,000 lightsabers to kids only, then 4,000 fans in general got a Wayne Gretzky jersey, and oh my goodness, those things were gorgeous. But you know, we can't always get what we want. You can't always get. That's all I tell that for me because I'm not there. But no, I told you guys this before the season started. My former co-host of another show called AM Drive, his name is Aaron Crouch. He lives in Las Vegas near the Strip. He told me Henderson is better for growing the game locally because families and just people in general, every weekend there's a home game, probably don't want to deal with the Strip, whether it be traffic or, I know there's not always a bunch of, before Vegas had a big thing about prostitutes, like there's not as bad as it was. It's still like, you know, it's busy as crap. It's busy. And so it feels like Henderson's a better look. Now, again, I don't want to harp on the Desert Dogs' bad moments here. But let's be honest. 4,000 Gretzky jerseys ain't happen every weekend. And so that's what's concerning. I hope and kind of pray, I don't know if that's the right word, I really hope that Las Vegas is going to be fine. And it looks like they've been doing okay. But to open their season, they had, like a bunch of white shirts, expecting people to show up, and it didn't happen. There wasn't a bunch of fans. So that's what sucks, okay? Just keep it in mind, as great as this was, and it's great for the league, maybe it's great for social media that fans are going to see us and be aware of it. It may not happen for the rest of the season. But I love what Vegas did. I love that Josiah had like 2 or 3 more NLL tweets as I called him out on the show for not doing it at all. Not doing so at all. But still, I'm glad this happened, and I really hope, because having a Las Vegas team is really cool. That's awesome. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in to this awesome show. We do have a shout out to give here because producer Joe has a daughter. You may have seen her on social media a few times. But her name is Abigail, affectionately known as Bun Bun. She turns 4 years old today, and producer Joe wanted to make sure the people give her a happy birthday. Now, I don't know if she's gotten presents yet, but I know one of her early ones, it seems like, or late ones, is the Bandits won Saturday and the Bills won Sunday. That's awesome. But Terry Pagula, if she's going to be a hockey fan, you got to step it up, bro. That's all I'll say. I'm going to shout out to Bun Bun, a.k.a. Abigail, a.k.a. what makes producer Joe a producer daddy. So we appreciate her for being a part of this team, hopefully moving forward for sure. We gotta get her a contract, okay? Okay. Thanks for watching today's amazing show. Reminder to follow us on social media at Daily Dive LAX. And of course, you can find the link tree and you'll see like our other great people like Bigo, who's at LG Lacrosse 49ers. You'll see on the tickers. I'm at Michael Carvelis. Producer Joe is at Daddy_Produces and Baddest Production Father. If you're on Spotify, I'm sorry, that's a lot of words. Just check it out. Daily.LAX is the easiest way to find it all. Shout out to Bigo, who was doing some great work promoting the show this weekend in Albany. That was kind of fun. Story for another day, though. And we know he was wearing his beanie, and people were asking about it, especially this one fan. And I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but I'll leave that alone for now. But she's gonna buy some merch. We love it. We love it. All right, I was gonna make an inauguration joke. I don't know though. All right, thanks for watching today's awesome show. Reminder: you are the bread, you are the butter, you are the winter storm watch to my guy in Georgia, guys. If it snows here tomorrow night, I'm going to lose my shirt and go outside and run around and put it on social media. I will literally cry. I might do that. We'll talk about it. For everyone that comes on the show as a guest, thank you for sharing your audience and platform with us, giving us validity and relevance. For Bigo, who's always promoting the show and tapping it up on social media, and for the baddest daddy, father of Bun Bun, and producing history, producer Joe, I'm your host, Mike, saying have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. 12 on Sports. This has been Daily Dive. Bye.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.